The Minnesota House, ignoring Democratic Governor Mark Dayton's objections, approved $1 billion in state budget cuts today that would affect aid payments for local governments, colleges, and community health programs. The House voted 68 to 63. That's the bare minimum for passage. 4 Republicans joined all Democrats in opposition. Republicans say they don't want to delay a fix to the state's budget deficit. Democrats, led by Governor Mark Dayton, are questioning whether a piece-by-piece approach is appropriate. Lakeland News reporter Jenny Day spoke with Bemidji's city manager today to see how cuts in local government aid could affect residents.
With this bill, local governments would take the hardest hit with reduced state aid checks. That means the city of Bemidji's LGA could see a reduction in $684,000.
Our local government aid over the last few years has basically been cut $1 million. Well, we have a $8.7 million budget, so $1 million is a big piece of that.
Chatton says unless there's an unallotment at the end of the year, a decrease in LGA won't affect this year's budget because city officials anticipated a minimal amount of funding.
Since 2006, we've done a lot of consolidation and cutting. We've cut 15% of our personnel just in the last 5 years.
The bill seeks savings by cutting allowances to local governments and colleges, freezing state worker pay, and forcing agencies to hand over money they had yet to spend. If there are additional cuts in the future, there may be a reduction in services in Bemidji.
We usually look at streets, police, and fire as your core services, but we're Bemidji. Aren't parks a core service? We're spending $10 million on renovation and building of new parks. So are we going to close them because we don't have any personnel to program them or mow the lawns?
So although the city has positioned itself well and shouldn't feel an impact if this bill is passed, it's still unknown how the state will dig itself entirely out of debt.
This is $1 billion of a $6.2 billion problem. So we still have another $5.2 billion to go. So now if they do this up front and take some money away from the cities and counties now and then involve us again later on down the road to say that we're going to be another part of the solution to their problem, that would be a rather drastic cut.
In 2009, a streetlight utility fee was proposed as a form of revenue. The council rejected it at the time, but it could be back on the table in the near future. Jenny Day, Lakeland News.
The Senate expects to vote on its version next week, and even if passed, Governor Dayton has authority to veto the bill.